All right. Welcome everybody over to Game 3 in the Division 2 bracket. Facing off now, we've got Grand Raggidy Attack against Chemical City. Who is ready for some roller derby? That was really lame. I'm expecting a bit more. Once again, who's ready for some roller derby? That's more like it. Thank you guys so much. My name is Blue-Eyed Bruiser.
And I'm the King. We're going to get this bout underway in just a few short seconds. We've got Chemical City and Grand Raggidy's Attack.
All right, that is our infamous rolling whistle to signify this game is about to start. And our first jammers of this game is number 11, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and number 4302, Cha-Cha.
Buffy right now behind that green wall from Chemical City, trying to find a hole to get through.
And lead jammer status going to Cha-Cha of Chemical City.
Buffy still having an issue trying to get through that wall, rolling into corner number 2.
Cha-Cha leading in with the hips, trying to pick up some points and squeeze through the cracks of that Grand Raggidy wall. Looking at that outside, number 7, Spinelli, knocking to the outside and bridging back to the pivot line.
Excellent defense being played up front by Chemical City. Recycler sitting on the attack jammer, not letting them get anywhere.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer looking to get past the last two blockers of Chemical City and sees an opening in lane 4, completing the initial pass, but not before Cha-Cha calls off the jam with 3 points on the board for Chemical City.
I would like to go ahead and start by giving a quick shout out to the Garage Bar. They're one of our fantastic sponsors. They're right downtown Grand Rapids where we are, and they're even one of the promoters of one of our teams and games tomorrow night.
All right, jamming now for Grand Raggidy is that looks like 118 Marie Fury. And number 72, our lead jammer, is 727 Juris Nocter.
Very, very quick jam to get things started. Marie Fury out on their initial pass.
And I'm sorry, quick correction there. 72 was Fitch Slap.
Fitch Slap did get through, picking up those 2 points on that pass.
Fitch.
Excellent jump to the outside to quickly call off that jam.
Absolutely.
Great lateral movement to get around those blockers.
And now I can redeem myself because Chemical City's jammer this time is number 727 Juris Nocter.
Izzy Hansy out there for the attack team. Very slow pack as everybody is clustered right there near the jam line.
Izzy Hansy seeing a little bit of space in lane 2, but being slowed down by Chemical City's pivot just long enough for Juris Nocter to pick up lead jammer status at the front of the pack.
Recycler picking up a direction of play penalty. Will spend 30 seconds in the DHE Plumbing and Mechanical penalty box.
Our first penalty of the game thus far. Izzy Hansy completing the initial pass as Juris Nocter calls off the jam with 4 more on the board.
Grand Rapids yet to score, and Chemical City doing a great job getting lead, controlling the jam, and quickly calling it off.
And we're getting ready to go into jam number 4. We've got number 16, Hit Squeak for Grand Raggidy, and number 666, 67 Impaler jamming for Chemical City.
Hit Squeak trying to go to the outside, ends up getting knocked down in the middle of the track.
And beautiful work there by 67 Impaler, standing on one skate, able to break through for a lead as Hit Squeak recycled, looking for that inside line on the apex.
Nice tight defense by both of these teams.
67 Impaler being recycled into the beginning of turn 1.
Slam-a-lot playing some offense at the top of that apex to open up the inside, getting Hit Squeak out on their initial pass.
And 67 Impaler is going to go ahead and call off the jam with 4 more on the board to prevent Hit Squeak from picking up anything for Grand Raggidy.
I'd also like to thank City Built Brewing. They are one of our fantastic sponsors, and you can pick up some of their great brew locally here in Grand Rapids.
Jamming now, we've got Buffy the Vampire Skater, and then number 556, which is Emma 16.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer manages to get through on the inside line and stays in bounds.
Lead jammer status is going to go to number 556, Emma 16, but not far behind is Buffy. Going to force that quick call off from Emma 16. 2 points going to be awarded to Chemical City there.
Marie Fury out there for Grand Rapids Raggidy's attack.
And it looks like 4302 Cha-Cha, the first repeat for Chemical City. Jam is live. Both jammers a little hesitant to approach that pack. Cha-Cha looking to that outside as Marie Fury going for that in.
Yeah, Succubus playing a little bit of offense, and Marie Fury is out as your lead jam. First time Grand Raggidy has a lead so far in this game.
This is the perfect opportunity for Grand Raggidy to put some points on the board. As Cha-Cha gets through the pack, taking a bit of a spill, getting slowed down at the front by, I believe, that is number 53, Knight of Slam-A-Lot. Marie Fury pushing against 6.02, Adam Smasher, but able to get through, putting the first 4 points on the board for Grand Raggidy.
Wow, Asteroid and Succubus back there just abusing the Chemical City Jammer, really holding that wall down and keeping them from passing that cap.
A big hit there by Knight of Slam-A-Lot, sending Cha-Cha to the infield as Marie Fury approaches that front, getting slowed down by a strong four-wall of Chemical City.
Chemical City being dragged up into the apex between 3 and 4. Marie Fury, 1 player left to beat. Nice little turn and 4 points for Grand Raggidy.
And we did have a star pass from Cha-Cha to number 106, Mad Hater.
Marie Fury back in scoring position, gets knocked out of bounds, and a straightaway calls off this jam, holding Chemical City scoreless for the first time today.
Absolutely, and that is actually the largest jam of the game thus far with 9 points for Grand Raggidy attack.
Izzy Hansey once again on the line as jammer for Grand Raggidy.
And for Chemical City, we've got number 72, Fish Slap. 5 seconds is called. We still have an empty penalty box at this moment as Fish Slap charging up that inside line, able to break through for, no! Looks like that's actually going to be a track cut called on Fish Slap, the first power jam of this game.
Izzy Hansey in a power jam, really struggling to get past as they push into corner number 2. And they gotta let her go. Izzy Hansey is out, penalty being called. And that is going to go against number 96, Vex Machine.
Izzy looking for some offensive help on that outside line. Takes a big hit by one of Chemical City's blockers, number 44, Just Burt. But not enough to slow Izzy down, now through for 4. As Fish Slap has been released for the penalty box, our power jam has come to a close.
Another blocker for Chemical City going down and having a seat in that D2-C plumbing and mechanical penalty box.
And Fish Slap now legally completing their initial pass and is ready to score some points. But Izzy's going to go ahead and call off the jam, putting 1 more on the board for a total of 5.
Well, Grand Raggidy's attack team has figured out a way to capitalize and get some points put up on that board. They are 1 point down, but this is a nice tight game as we roll in to this next jam.
Absolutely.
Kid Squeak out there as a jammer for Grand Raggidy.
And for Chemical City, we've got number 727, Juris Nocter. And we are going to start with a 4-3 pack advantage for Grand Raggidy.
A little bit of jammer defense to get this jam started.
Hit Squeak looking to that inside line, but Adam Smasher denying them, which gives Juris Nocter enough time to break through for lead jammer status for Chemical City.
Hit Squeak does get through on their initial pass. We're sitting in corner number 1.
And Juris Nocter is going to go ahead and call off the jam with 3 in the pocket.
I'd like to give a big shout out to 888 and 187. I don't know what kind of gear you like to wear, but I definitely like to put on my 888 187 gear.
666.
And on the jam line now, we've got Buffy the Jampire Slayer against number 666, 67 Impaler. Buffy getting knocked to that outside, forced to recycle, going right up the center of that Chemical City tripod.
Buffy now trying to take the outside line, trying to squeeze through, and we have another power jam opportunity.
And Buffy's going to go ahead and extend that pack out at the front to get lead jammer status for Grand Raggidy.
Buffy's really telling the story of this game as Grand Raggidy is taking advantage of these power jams and getting opportunities to score.
Absolutely. This is the third lead jammer status earned by Grand Raggidy, but you wouldn't be able to tell by the score right now because they're using these power jams to get ahead in the points. As we put 4 more on the board for Grand Raggidy.
This power jam has come to an end. Now both jammers are on the track, and with that, the Impaler is trying to get through.
And we did have one Grand Raggidy blocker head to the box, which did help 67 Impaler get through on the initial pass for Chemical City. And we also see the Grand Raggidy pivot heading to the box, as Buffy's going to call off the jam with 3 more points, a total of 7 on the board.
You know, with those 3 points, it's going to be a lead change. We've got a score right now of 22-18. The attack team has taken the lead.
And this is your chance to take a drink of your beverage of choice. We might see a couple of these lead changes this afternoon, and every time you got to take a drink. Starting this jam, we got Marie Fury and number 556, Emma 16, who is our lead jammer for Chemical City.
Goodness gracious.
Everybody set up on that pivot line. Excellent defense being played. Oh, Kraken knocking out that jammer, dragging him back to turn 1.
Marie Fury with a little spin in turn 2, able to get through, completing the initial pass. As Chemical City is given the call to call off the jam, 4 points on the board. And that's a tie game, 22-22.
Tie game. God dang, I like Derby. You know, I want to thank one of our very special sponsors. They're the sponsor of our jam line. That's TJ Home, Keller Williams, Grand Rapid North, and Treadstone Mortgage. They are the great sponsor of our jam line, who currently is housing Izzy Hansey
and Cha-Cha for Chemical City. Currently an empty penalty box, but we'll see how long that lasts, as both jammers charging into these walls, really trying to break apart the seams. Looks like there's this bit of a space on the outside, giving lead jammer status to Cha-Cha.
Izzy Hansey is out on their initial pass.
A little less than half a track behind Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha's just gonna give a little bit of a tap and call off the jam. Looks like they're gonna be awarded 2 points for that little hip tap there.
And with those 2 points, we have another lead change. Chemical City now sitting at 24 to Attacks 22.
And on the jam line now, we've got Fitch Slap alongside Hit Squeak. Jam is now live, but there's an opening right in lane 3 for Fitch Slap to speed up and pick up lead jammer status for Chemical City.
Hit Squeak right now struggling to get past that Chemical City wall. That is taking and dragging them into turn 2 to finally find an opening.
Ooh, a big hit there on the track. Lots of spills over in turn 1. As we have Fitch Slap call off the jam with 4 more on the board for Chemical City.
So you were mentioning when we have lead changes and ties, everybody should drink something of their choice. Something you could do is go over to the booth of Let's Stay Home. They've got some great mixers, alcohol that you can put in there, and you can enjoy a Let's Stay Home beverage of your choice.
Absolutely. But we're so glad you didn't stay home today and you're here watching this amazing derby with us. Jamming now, we've got number 727, Juris Nocter, alongside Buffy, the Jampire Slayer.
Direction of play penalty going to be called on the pivot for Chemical City.
Buffy pushing against that last Chemical City blocker at the front of the pack. Gonna go ahead and push out of play and able to break through on the initial as Juris Noctor picking up 4. Jammers are neck and neck right now. Looks like Chemical City is trying to run down the clock just a little bit.
Yeah, with Grand Raggidy stuck in the back of the pack, it was a good call to go in there and try and pick up those points. They do put 2 fists in the air, but it was a valiant effort.
And look at that penalty box right now. We've got 2 Chemical City blockers and 1 Grand Raggidy blocker.
Oh, they're going to have some official discussion out there on the track. And while they're doing that, I would like to talk about the green advisory and money concepts. You know, with all this green we're seeing out here on the track, it really makes me want to talk about how awesome the green advisory and money concepts company is and what they do to help out. I'd also like to give a fantastic shout out to Quarantino's Pizza. If you like pizza as much as I do, you need to check them out. Quarantino's Pizza.
And then while you're waiting for the Derby action to resume, so we've got so much Derby action here. If you go ahead and stop by Art by Anthony V, it is right behind this curtain over here. They're doing live caricature art.
And I don't know if you've seen them, they're really cool.
They are super cool.
I've always liked caricature art.
I think it's really cool. I'm just too nervous to do it because I'm scared of how other people perceive me. And another sponsor I want to shout out is directly across from me, the Crafty Khajiit. I actually have a bag from them up here with me at the announcer's booth, and I take it with me everywhere. They are so spacious and well made. Go ahead and stop over there and see the kind of crafts they've got over there.
Okay, it won't stand up. It's fine. It's fine. It is really cool. I got it at Skate Wars.
All right, official timeout has concluded. We're getting ready to go into Jam 14, and jamming, we've got Marie Fury for Grand Raggidy against number 666, which is 67 Impaler, but Marie Fury getting lead jammer status.
She didn't just get lead, she did like a nice little ballet spin to get around on the inside line. That was beautiful
work. And Reckless Rose trying to hold down the back of the pack, but 67 Impaler able to get through on the initial pass as Marie Fury taking a look to the bench to see what the plan is, being told to run it.
There's a pile up on the pivot line. All skaters are accounted for and finally get up and go.
Marie Fury being knocked to the infield, forced to recycle to the middle of that apex. Reckless Rose trying to draw a cut there, but unable to. Marie Fury at the front of the pack with an extended pack there, able to get 4 points for Grand Raggidy.
We got a cat pass. So now the pivot is going to become your jammer.
And that pivot is number 96, Vex Machine.
Marie Fury scores all 4 of her points and gives the crowd a little song and dance routine.
So it looks like 2 points were actually going to be awarded to Vex Machine there before that jam came to an end. And it looks like 8 points in total going to Marie Fury there. That's our second largest jam, both of which are held by Marie Fury at the moment.
Izzy Hansey out there on the Treadstone mortgage line.
And out there for Chemical City, we've got number 556, Emma 16. Pack is picking up pace a little bit, but it looks like clearing the pack is Chemical City's Emma 16 with lead.
Chemical City doing a great job holding on to that jammer. Izzy Hansey just trying to drag them all forward. They're dropping bridges, but they're not letting go.
They're making Izzy grind to get through that wall. But Emma 16 says, I'm all good. I'm going to pick up 4 and keep it going.
Kraken picking up a cut track. Will head to the penalty box.
It looks like Izzy Hansey is actually going to pick up a penalty for leading with the head. So this will be a power jam for Emma 16 of Chemical City. Going to go ahead and try and drag out that lead that they've already got over Grand Raggidy.
The jammer just ran right through. I will say that Chemical City did a nice job trying to separate out these blockers.
Ooh, big opening on that inside line. Gonna go ahead and give Emma 16 space to pick up 4 more and call off the jam, freezing Izzy in that penalty box. This is now our largest jam of the game. 16 points for Emma 16. Would you look at that?
And no points for Izzy. I don't think they completed their mission.
On the jam line now for a short-lived power start, we've got Cha-Cha for Chemical City.
Oh, there was a big hit. You don't give somebody your side like that because they will knock you down.
Ooh, a big hit at the front by Reckless Rose, sending Cha-Cha back behind the pivot line. As Izzy Hansey is now released from the penalty box, looking for space on that inside, able to stay in lead jammer status for Izzy.
I always love that when a jammer comes out of the box and is able to get lead before the opposing jammer can get out.
And we've had a cover pass from Cha-Cha to Vex Machine, who previously scored 2 points on a star pass.
And they call off this jam after picking up 3 points.
Great work by Chemical City, utilizing those star passes to get their jammers out, to cut these jams short. Grand Raggidy has been running these jams a bit longer, so it's a great call by Chemical City to try and slow down that momentum as much as they can. On the jam line now, we've got Hit Squeak alongside Fitch Slap. Fitch Slap,
wow.
Great work, breaking through lane 3. Less than 10 seconds to get lead
I was going to say
jammer.
the doors just opened up and they were on the other side.
They Fitch slapped their way through that wall.
Hit Squeak right now stuck behind that powerful wall from Chemical City.
Some great offense there, trying to shake things up from number 53, Knight of Slam-A-Lot. But 4 points going to be put on the board by Fitch Slap, as Hit Squeak still working on the initial pass, grinding against that Chemical City wall. Fitch Slap going to continue to rack up some points for Chemical City. 4 more on the board as we've had a star pass.
Yep, Asteroid. She's got the star now. She is your pivot, and she has the joy of now being a jammer in this game. Well, only for a second, though, because this jam has been called off.
That is both a blessing and a curse as a pivot. Sometimes you get to do really cool things, and sometimes you just get to charge at the wall with nothing to do.
I'd like to give a shout out to Cool Toyota. You know, if you want to drive a Toyota, there's no better place to go than Cool. So if you want to be cool and drive a Toyota, Cool Toyota's your place.
I don't like the fact they don't have rings.
Right?
All right, on the jam line now, we got Buffy the Jampire Slayer against Juris Noctur. No strangers to the jam line this game. Buffy trying to stretch out that pack, has one to be at the front of that pack. We've noticed that gold helmet holding down the front of the pack a lot for Chemical City. Looks like that's number 44, Just Burt. Buffy really driving.
They're just, wow.
Great work by Buffy.
Great job by Buffy. I mean, that, if she hit everybody and drug them as far as she possibly could, But testament to Chemical City's defense.
Absolutely.
They knew what to do in that pack and how to string it out and take as long as possible to slow that jammer down.
Looks like we've got number
A
96
forearm.
Vex Machine going for a forearm. Looks like a little bit of confusion on whether the jam was still live or not.
Everybody was kind of out there still going, but they called it off.
And it looks like no points were awarded in that last jam, so 0-0.
On the Treadstone Mortgage Jam line, you're going to see Marie Fury once again.
And that's number 666, 67 Impaler for Chemical City. Able to impale their way past Kraken Apocalyptica for lead jammer status for Chemical City.
Looks like a forearm penalty is going to put Asteroid in the penalty box. Marie Fury struggling to get past. Oh, I say that, and she gets past.
And great work there by 67 Impaler. They did a little dip around that outside, able to get them through for 4. And with a spin, gonna go ahead and call off the jam with all 4 points for Chemical City. Total of 8 on that jam.
Good timing on that. They held Grand Raggidy scoreless. You know, another cool place to go is the Drip Bar. They got, I mean, you know, all the kind of beverages that you need to drink at the Drip Bar.
And you've only got 5 more minutes in this half, so at the halftime, you can go and visit them.
What? How does this go on so fast? This is some great action on the track.
Absolutely. On the jam line now for Grand Raggidy is Hit Squeak alongside number 556, Emma 16, who is your lead jammer for Chemical City.
Ooh, that was a huge hit. You know, number 96, Vex Machine, absolutely wallop skaters when they try to get by.
Absolutely, and they're very versatile too. They've taken a couple star passes this half as well. But no need for a star pass right now as Emma 16 threw for 4 more for Chemical City.
Buffy right now still struggling in that straightaway, gets a little bit of offensive help, but Chemical City does a great job to recycle.
A beautiful hit there by number 313, Reckless Rose, slowing the momentum that Emma 16 has gained thus far.
Spinelli manages to stay in front. They're going to force this call off.
Looks like 4 points going to be scored by Emma 16 for a total of 8. As Hit Squeak was unable to complete their initial pass on that jam.
Well, this game was tied just a few minutes ago, and now it is 78-33.
Absolutely. The second half of the first half, Chemical City has really reined in Grand Raggidy's momentum and has really shown through with their skill. Jamming now for Grand Raggedy is Buffy the Jampire Slayer alongside, I believe that is Cha-Cha. We got a tight, close-knit pack here, but Cha-Cha is going to pick up a back block.
She was way too smiley to be running to the penalty box. You know, that's just something I appreciate, is people who have fun while playing this game. Even when you get a penalty, you're like, hey!
Sometimes when you just commit that illegal action, the second it happens, you're like, yeah, I knew that was coming.
Direction of play is going to be called, and that is going to send 106 to the penalty box.
This is great work by Chemical City, containing and killing the time of this power jam. Lead jammer status going to Buffy, but Cha-Cha now out of the box. Great work by Chemical City, killing the time of that power jam.
Multi-player block is going to be called on Kraken. Kraken heads to the penalty box. Buffy gets through, calls it off. But man, that DHE Plumbing and Mechanical penalty box is mighty full right now.
Getting a lot of action there for sure.
It seems like the cool place to be. They must be serving drinks in there.
Absolutely. Except it's not my favorite place to be personally. But you know what is my favorite place to be? The Drip Bar. I know we just talked about them, but I'd love to go to the Drip Bar when I get a second, and you should join me.
One blocker out there for Chemical City. Marie Fury hits them, and I gotta say, excellent work on holding them together.
And who do you want to guess that was? Number 96, Vex Machine, locking down the front of the pack.
Yeah.
But Marie Fury with the lead, but not far behind is number 72, which is Fitch Slap.
Marie Fury, look at her. Look at this. She get a song and dance every time she scores. I really like it when Marie Fury's out there.
Fitch Slap also giving a smile and a high five as they return to the bench. This is one thing I love about Derby is even if it doesn't go your way, everyone is almost always smiling and laughing and giving high fives.
Yeah. The first game of the day that I got to call, there was both teams very high sportsman conduct out there. They were, picking each other up after a big hit at the end of the game. It was great. It was just a really good experience.
Absolutely. We are getting ready to go into Jam 23. Once this official timeout commences, we got about a minute left in the first half.
You know, this is, I think, our first official stoppage of the game, and that is brought to you by Bell's Brewery. Two-hearted timeout.
Perfect.
Well, now there is one blocker from each team down, and so it's going to be a 3-on-3 pack.
And it looks like that's going to be Juris Nocter jamming for Chemical City alongside Hit Squeak for Grand Raggidy. But it's going to be Juris Nocter with lead. I'm curious to see how Chemical City approaches this, since this may be the last jam of the game. Or of the half, not the game. Goodness gracious.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Vex Machine going to be getting a high block there.
well, that's because Hit Squeak is such a small person. It's kind of hard not to hit her in the head.
Absolutely.
I shouldn't say that.
As a taller blocker myself, I know that all too well.
Yeah.
Juris Nocter able to break through for 4 points as Hit Squeak avoiding a hit on that outside. Now also through for 4 points.
What I meant to say was, sometimes as a blocker, you got to control yourself and be very careful where you hit a opposing person.
Absolutely. If you're in proper derby stance and you're low, your likelihood of hitting someone in the face is much slimmer.
Nice hit out on the inside by Slam-A-Lot.
Chemical City really forcing this grinding type of gameplay at the front of the pack, which works to some passive offense there for Juris Nocter with 4 more on the board. Hit Squeak seeing some space on that turn for Apex, also picking up 4.
Trying to force it up the inside, ends up on the ground. With 3 points being put on the board, and we are... Well, just like that, we are back. That was a very quick halftime, and I'm excited to say we've got the second half coming up. We have a dancing Marie Fury out there once again. And out there, Fitch Slap also on the Treadstone Mortgage jam line. And this jam is underway. Marie Fury trying to force their way up the outside, gets kicked out of bounds and drugged back. Fitch Slap finds an opening in that same out and becomes your lead jammer. Marie Fury did a nice little turn to get out at the top of the apex to become, to get out on their initial. And this jam is called off and comes to an end. Oh, Marie Fury picking up a back block at the end of that jam. So this next jam will start in a power jam.
Okay.
All right, it looks like starting this power jam for Chemical City is going to be Juris Noctur, who we've seen jam numerous times and actually held the highest scoring jam of the last half with 19 points.
Offense coming from the in. Jammer going to the out.
Chemical City now with 2 for 2 lead jammer statuses of the half as Juris Noctur does a little handshake there, signaling some kind of maneuver. Looks like trying to slice through that that Grand Raggidy pack, able to get by Succubus and pick up 4.
So they rolled forward and are setting up in that straightaway. Much better than that corner area where there's more room to run.
But Marie Fury is going to run up that inside line, clearing the initial pass after coming out of the penalty box. As Juris Noctur avoids a hit there from Reckless Rose and going to go ahead and call off the jam with all 4 points in her possession.
Buffy the Jampire Slayer is taking the Treadstone Mortgage jam line.
And that's Cha-Cha jamming for Chemical City. And currently our penalty box is empty. So this is a full allotment of skaters out on the track. We'll have to see which jammer gets the advantage. Both jammers getting knocked to that outside, but a great duck in from Cha-Cha, able to get them lead jammer status. Chemical City 3 for 3 now for lead jammer statuses.
Nice little bump out there in corner number 1 on that jammer.
Buffy fighting against Chemical City's pivot number 106, Mad Hater, able to now complete the initial pass. And it looks like we're going to have the jam called off. Looks like there might be a skate mishap.
We will have an injury timeout, and we will be back with you in just a few short moments. Well, we are back. You know, we always take a little break and let everybody collect their thoughts and when there is a stoppage of play in that manner.
And this is a perfect time to shout out to our medics. Roller derby would not be able to happen without them being here. And we are so beyond grateful to all of our medics who are volunteering their time for us this weekend. Roller derby is nothing without our medics.
Good enough.
All right, so just as a refresher for what the half has looked like thus far, so far all three jams that we've had have been Chemical City's advantage. 3 of 3 jams they have had lead jammer status. And it looks like so far we have scored 9 points this half for Chemical City, and no points have been scored for Grand Raggidy this half. Jamming now, we've got Izzy Hansey.
Oh, wow. Izzy Hansey found the other side of that pack very quickly to become your lead jammer.
And I believe that's number 666, 67 Impaler jamming for Chemical City, hot on their tail. Izzy's going to go ahead and hit that pack, forcing the call off. Let's see. 3 points going to 67 Impaler and 2 points for Grand Raggidy. Great work by 67 Impaler to steal an additional point there.
That was a good jam right there. I like it when those quick hit it and quit it.
Absolutely.
Get out fast, get a foot race to the back of the pack.
That's exactly what we had. 23 jams in the first half with these short and sweet jams.
It was busy.
Jamming now, we've got Hit Squeak alongside number 556, Emma 16.
Hisqueak trying to fight their way through, and nice wall work by Chemical City to shut them down.
And lead jammer status is going to go to Emma 16. And I believe I see that we had a star pass jamming for the first time for Grand Raggidy as Reckless Rose, who we've seen do some phenomenal blocking thus far.
Another 4 points being picked up by Chemical City on Impaler's pass. Oh, Emma 16. My apologies. Holy smokes.
Reckless Rose on those toe stops, able to get through in turn 3.
Hitsqueak picking up a direction of play penalty.
At least it was as a blocker and not a jammer.
Very true.
And the jam's going to go ahead and be called off. A total of 8 points put on the board by Emma 16.
I'd like to give a big old shout out to S1. You know, that's one of those helmets that I like to use, my S1. It's a great product. If you do not have an S1 helmet, I strongly suggest it.
Jamming now, no strangers are Marie Fury and Fitch Slap.
It always seems to come down to where that matchup is. Asteroid with a nice bump out to make the jammer go back and start again.
Asteroid trying to push and is able to successfully draw a track cut on Fitch Slap, who is now picking up an insubordination penalty. This will be a full minute power jam for Marie Fury, who has been Grand Raggidy's most successful jammer so far.
And, oh.
And the jam is going to go ahead and be called off for an official timeout here. We'll be back with you shortly.
Yeah, they... Well, it's always good to see when they skate off on their own.
All right, and just to repeat, this is going to be a power jam for Buffy the Vampire Slayer for an unknown amount of time, as Fitch Slap is serving 2 penalties in the box currently.
Yeah, Buffy fighting their way up into corner number 1, still trying to force their way through. They're having to drop a bridge.
Great work by Chemical City, but lead going to be assessed to Buffy. This is the second lead jammer status awarded to Grand Raggidy this half in the past 7 jams. Looks like Knight of Slam-A-Lot trying to open that inside line, but Chemical City holding strong. Really forcing this grinding type of play style.
Rose still up there trying to open a hole on the inside line and just isn't happening.
Great work by Chemical City to try and kill this penalty time, as Fitch Slap has been released from the box and completed their initial pass.
Buffy still trying to fight through that wall and calls it off.
Gonna go ahead and prevent any points being scored by Chemical City. 3 points gonna be put on the board. That's been our highest scoring jam for Grand Raggidy this half.
Would like to give a big shout out and thanks to Fratelli's, another fantastic sponsor, and you know you gotta love them. Fratelli's.
On the jam line now, we've got Izzy and Juris Nocter. Looks like we got a false start call, which means you have to yield and let everyone pass you before you can start skating again.
Everybody has to go ahead of you.
And it looks like Juris Nocter is going to be our lead jammer for Chemical City, as Vex Machine locking down the front of the pack, but is going to pick up a penalty. But Izzy Handy now through on the initial pass, about half a track or so.
Chemical City picking up 4 points on that scoring pass.
Ooh, Izzy going on that outside, but is going to be called on a track cut. So this will be a power jam for Juris Nocter, avoiding a hit there by number 8, Kraken Apocalyptica and Reckless Rose, who is now going to get a blocking out of play call as Juris Nocter is approaching the pack once again. Big hit there by number 44, Just Burt.
Wow, there was a lot of action. Good offense being played, but unfortunately they got in the way. Oh, and a late cut call. That is going to be on number 96. Vex Machine will be spending there a little bit of time in that penalty box in this next jam. I'd also like to give a shout out to another one of our fantastic sponsors, Sassafras from Granville. Sassafras once again from Granville.
And that last jam was actually our highest scoring jam of the half with 12 points for Chemical City. Cha-Cha jamming on this power start for Chemical City. Taking a big hit from Asteroid at the front of the pack, and Succubus locking it down alongside Knight of Slam-A-Lot. Cha-Cha getting a lead at jammer status as Izzy charges out of the box, really trying to scramble that Chemical City wall up, and does so. Now completing the initial pass about half a track behind.
And nice way, she got wedged in there, picked up the points, and then quickly called it off as Easy Handsy was making their way around.
Looks like 3 points going to be awarded to Cha-Cha there.
Next out there, we're going to see 67 Impaler going up against Hit Squeak, lined up on that Treadstone Mortgage line.
Looks like there may have been a tiny bit of jammer confusion between the two tracks. Whistles were very close to one another. But lead jammer status is going to be earned by 67 Impaler for Chemical City.
Wow, big swings at hit squeak, but they managed to get out of the way and get out on their initial pass.
67 Impaler trying to call off the jam. Hit squeak, hoping to score one, but unable to. But it looks like all 4 points going to be awarded to 67 Impaler there.
We've got a score of 140 to 54 currently, with just under 19 minutes left in this game.
And we're going into Jam 11. And speaking of the number 11, Buffy the Jampire Slayer is number 11, your jammer for Grand Raggidy Attack, alongside number 556, which is Emma 16 for Chemical City.
Buffy right now trying to fight their way through, getting Bo and a multiplayer called on the jammer.
Oh, wow. You don't see that one all that often.
No, you do not.
Emma 16 trying to spin on that apex, but steps out of bounds. So this will be a track cut call on Emma 16.
And that means we're going to have a jammer do-si-do. As you know, in the game of roller derby, no jammers on the track make for a boring game.
Absolutely, but this also means it will be a full 2-minute jam. I believe the only 2-minute jam we've had this entire game thus far.
Yeah, all those jams have been very quick. So we will see this go the full 2 minutes. Buffy trying to get through, trying to use the offense. Oh, and finally found an opening to get free on their initial pass.
Great work by Buffy there. The pack started to pick up a little bit of speed there. But it looks like Emma 16 has been released from the penalty box and has now 4 points on the board as Buffy looking for space. But Chemical City taking the front of the pack, trying to slow Buffy down.
That was a great hit. They presented their side, and Impaler came in and smacked them. But there was a forearm that was called on that, so that is now going to give Buffy a power jam.
So that's been 2 penalties this jam for Emma 16. And now the pivot for Chemical City is also heading to the box. As Buffy has to get past one more. That's Adam Smasher at the front of the pack. 4 points on the board. We got 4 seconds left in this half. Oh my goodness gracious, in this jam.
Oh, wow, and that's going to leave a jammer standing in the box, but I believe they only have a second, maybe 2 left to go. I'd like to give a shout out to Edward Jones. You know, they've got an Edward Jones representative right at the top of the apex in this track over here. If you want to talk to somebody about your financial future, you definitely want to head over there and talk with our fine rep that is over there where the Edward Jones sign is.
And I want to give a shout out to those blockers in that past jam for being a 2-minute jam. Only 4 points were scored for either team. That was a grinding jam. But moving on to this jam, we've got Izzy Hansey, who is our lead jammer for Grand Raggidy, as Emma 16 has been released from the penalty box and also completing our initial pass.
Izzy Hansey comes in hard and gets knocked down hard.
Beautiful work there by Emma 16, just sneaking through that inside line to pick up 4 points despite not being lead. Izzy still working on toe stops on the in, able to get through for 4. But Emma 16 through once again.
Just Bird headed to the penalty box, so that's going to put another blocker down for Chemical City.
Looks like Reckless Rose was released from the penalty box just at the end of that jam. So Grand Raggidy currently having all 4 blockers on the track, as Chemical City will only have 3. But a total of 8 points scored by Emma 16 and 4 for Grand Raggidy. So great work by Emma 16, outscoring the lead jammer.
Acme Pure Blue. You want to check them out. They're one of our great sponsors. Once again, that's Acme Pure Blue.
Going into Jam 13, we've got Hit Squeak and Fitch Slap. And lead jammer going to Fitch Slap. As Hit Squeak's looking to that outside line on toes. Oh, a big hit by number 77, Lumbar Lunatic. forcing Hit Squeak to recycle behind that strong Chemical City tripod.
It was a really nice hit out. Oh, she found an opening on the inside. Hit Squeak is out, and they're going to call this jam off.
Great work by Chemical City, picking up 4 and calling it a day.
Well, looks like Marie Fury is back. It was just a cramp in that calf. They're
You
going to
weren't
line up.
dancing hard enough.
Yep, on the TJ Holmes, Keller Williams, Grand Rapids North, and Treadstone Mortgage jam line.
There's a lot of people going on in the jam line. But housing the jammers we have right now is Juris Noctur alongside Marie Fury. Both been really successful. Marie Fury says that cramp is not going to slow me down in the slightest. Lead jammer status going to Grand Raggidy.
Edith Thuncher picking up a direction to play penalty, and they will spend some time in the penalty box.
Marie Fury is going to go ahead and lead with those hips, try and pick up some points and calling it off. Going to be given 2.
Goosehead Insurance. If you are in the market for a good insurance company, check out one of our great sponsors, Goosehead Insurance.
On the jam line now, we've got Cha-Cha and Buffy with our infamous 5-second call. We do currently have a 4-3 pack advantage for Chemical City. Buffy trying to follow Cha-Cha up that outside line, but being denied by Adam Smasher. But Buffy able to break through and smash their way for lead jammer status for Grand Raggidy.
Good ball work right now. Asteroid knocking out the jammer on the inside line. And they are doing Grand Raggidy is doing a great job of holding on to that jammer of Chemical Cities.
Then Succubus taking hold of the front of the tripod to slow everyone down and get together. We're now working with a grinding pack, both for Grand Raggidy and Chemical City.
That was a nice hit out once again by Asteroid, taking back that jammer.
Cha-Cha sees some space on the outside, but gets knocked out of bounds, forced to recycle back to the end of turn 2. As Chemical City's tripod being anchored very strongly by Adam Smasher here, alongside Darkened Phoenix and number 106, Mad Hater. Mad Hater gonna take the duty of holding 1v1, but Buffy, the Jampire Slayer, able to break through 4-4.
Still stuck in the back. Nice hit out by Slam-A-Lot. Finally, the Chemical City's jammer finds a hole to get through.
That was a whole minute and a half before Chemical City's jammer could get their completed initial pass.
That is grueling.
Buffy's gonna go ahead and call off the jam. Looks like a total of 3 picked up, so a total of 7 points for Buffy, which this is the largest scoring jam for Grand Raggidy of the half.
Bruised Boutique. You definitely want to get your bruised gear at Bruised Boutique.
On the jam line now, we've got Hit Squeak and 67 Impaler.
And that DHE Plumbing and Mechanicals penalty box is empty.
And look at that, both jammers speeding out of that pack, one after another. Lead jammer is technically 67 Impaler, but Hit Squeak using those short legs to try and catch up. I'm going to force that call off.
All right, that was great. I just wanted to touch base on this real quick. Very smart derby. Grand Raggidy was in the back. They all managed to get to the front, and that was what they needed to do to force that call off. 0-0 scoring on that.
And it even looks like Maddie is very happy that they did the thing.
Good heads-up play on the track.
And on the jam line now, we've got Izzy Hansey and number 556, Emma 16.
Very, very tight wall. Oh, and a beautiful move to the inside. And they are lead jammer.
This is the second lead jammer in a row for Chemical City right now, as Izzy Hansey does get knocked down, but not out of bounds. Only has to get past 2 more Chemical City blockers.
Easy Handsy finally out on their initial pass.
But out of 16 is going to go ahead and crush those dreams. Passes her just slightly and says, I'm done. That's all I needed. Score is now 160 Chemical City to 71 Grand Raggidy. We've got just over 9 minutes in this game going into Jam 18. And look at that. Grand Raggidy's jammer has the number 18 in their number, 118, Marie Fury.
Whoa, it's a thing.
It's meant to be. That's what it is. And jamming for Chemical City is Fitch Slap.
Marie Fury engaging that wall, getting moved to the inside, trying to fight their way to the out.
Cherry Napalm really trying to slow down that jammer, but Fitch Slap able to pick up lead, but Marie Fury is picking up speed, really trying to catch up to Fitch Slap.
Marie Fury is a very fast skater.
Both jammers are engaged in the pack when the jam is called. 3 points for Marie Fury, stealing some 2 points.
That's
well, 1
speed.
point. Absolutely.
It's because she keeps dancing is what it is.
Absolutely it is.
When you're shaking everything out there, you're going to definitely shake some points out. Speaking of dancing, Earth Dance. They are wire-wrapped crescent moons and other gemstones. They have handcrafted crystals, good fortune, and Christmas spiders. You want to check them out. They're one of our vendors here, Earth Dance.
And dancing their way up into the packs right now, we have Juris Noctur and Buffy the Jampire Slayer. Juris Noctur pushing up that outside line with a quick change to the in. And back to the out, lots of direction changes. Lead being assessed to Juris Noctur.
Asteroid was doing everything in their power to get around that pack and hold on to that jammer, but that Juris Noctur was a little too wily.
Juris Noctur able to get through basically untouched for 4 points there.
Well, it was that leap.
Beautifully done. Jam is still live. That's not our whistle. And so Juris Noctur on toe stops on that inside just runs up for 4 more points.
That was an impressive little move. That's not easy to do right there on that line and stay in bounds.
Oh my gosh. Gush. Oh my gosh.
Are you gushing?
I am. I'm just gushing over Juris Noctur right now. Another 4 points put on the board. And we did have a cover pass to Asteroid, who I think this is the first time we've seen them take the star.
Yep, and Meow right now trying to help out and get an opening there. But Asteroid is getting sucked up into that Chemical City wall, and it's not a fun place to be.
It definitely doesn't look like a great place to be, as Juris Noctur coming up once again, looking for some more points. Goes for that in with an apex jump. Beautifully done. 4 more points on the board for Chemical City. This is now the highest scoring jam of the game, as Asteroid tries to stay on that outside line, but does roll out. Has to recycle back to the beginning of turn 3.
Wow. Yeah, right now, they do not have an answer for this jammer.
Absolutely not. Juris Noctur crashes through. Let's see how many points. Looks like they're going to be awarded 3 points. This is a 27-point jam for Juris Noctur.
Wow.
Easily the highest scoring jam of this game. Phenomenal work. Not only to Juris Noctur, but also to the Chemical City blockers, holding Grand Raggidy's jammer scoreless, and they didn't even complete their initial pass.
Indeed. Hey, right now we've got a timeout. This timeout is brought to you by Bell's Brewery. Two-Hearted Timeout. Did you know the story about Two-Hearted?
I do not. Do you know the story?
I was enlightened today on the story of
Share the story.
Two-Hearted. So the brewer, they come from the UP, and Two-Hearted is named after where the two rivers come together.
Oh,
I
okay.
did not know that. I was educated today.
Absolutely.
I was stunned.
Lovely.
You know, I told you recently I moved here, and I had just found Founders Brewery or Founders Beer in one of the local stores there in Oregon, only to move here and find out that it's a staple of this part of this country. It's so good.
And it looks like we are wrapping up this team timeout held by Grand Raggidy. Getting ready to start this jam. Going into jam 20 with about 5 minutes left. We've got Cha-Cha and Hit Squeak. I love the sound of a 5-second call.
Hit Squeak running up that inside line. Fighting has 2 players left to beat. They are.
Ooh, great work there by Reckless Rose, forcing the track cut on Cha-Cha.
And Hit Squeak is your lead, so they are in a power jam.
Great work. Season opening on the inside. Big hit there by Just Burt, but it will be a forearm call.
4 very hard-fought points.
Ooh, but Just Burt is actually going to get an insubordination penalty, so they'll be sitting for a whole minute.
That's not good. They are a very strong blocker for them.
Hit Squeak avoiding that last hit, able to stay in.
Wow! Beautiful move coming off a hit like that.
Cha-Cha has been released from the box and completed their initial pass. As Hit Squeak coming in fast, looking for space on the outside, and with a spin, gonna go ahead and call off again.
Oh, I was about to say, that was a quick call off, but even quicker was the jammer getting back into that pack for 2 points for Chemical City.
But that was a 12-point jam for Hit Squeak. Great work. That's the highest scoring jam for Grand Raggidy of the half.
You know who I haven't made it over to yet and I got to is Groovy Glam Vintage. They're one of our great vendors here, and I really got to get over there. Once again, that's Groovy Glam Vintage.
Both jammers really pushing up these walls, looking for any ounce of space, really digging in those toe stops. Izzy has one to beat, able to do so. Lead jammer to Izzy.
Asteroid with a nice hit out on Chemical City jammer, 67 Impaler.
Izzy slices through that front 2 wall of Chemical City, picking up 4 points for Grand Raggidy. As 67 Impaler still working on that initial pass. And as I say that, completing it, it's the announcer's curse every time.
Every time. It's almost like you're willing that person to get out to defy you.
It's an indirect way of manifestation for you.
Izzy Hansy, 1 blocker left to beat. Calls off this jam.
Let's see if 67 Impaler stole anything. They did. 2 points for 67 Impaler, for a total of 8 for Grand Raggidy.
Not a bad jam for Grand Raggidy. They have been putting together a couple of really strong scoring charges.
We're just seeing the signs of fate right now. Lots of 8s, you know, angel numbers, all that jazz. I can't recall what 888 means.
Whoa.
But we're here now. Marie Fury jamming for Grand Raggidy alongside 556, which is Emma 16.
Oh, Emma 16 is out as your lead jammer. Marie Fury finally finds an opening, and they are out on their initial pass.
Ooh. Looks like Emma 16 trying to straddle that outside line. Looks like no points are going to be given to Marie Fury at the end of that jam, but Chemical City's jam ref conversing with that OPR. Got to make sure you get all of the angles before assessing any points for anyone. And it looks like they're going to be awarded 2 points.
Well, you know, you only got 1 set of eyes, and this is very fast-moving track.
Oh, absolutely.
You got to make sure that was that 1 or was that 2, you know? You got to make sure you get all those points assessed.
Absolutely. Jamming now, we've got Fitch Slap and Buffy.
Buffy engaging that wall. She's trying to fight through, finds an opening on the outside. It closes very quickly.
Fitch Slap is going to be your lead jammer for Chemical City. As Buffy really fighting against that front tripod of Chemical City blockers.
Wow, Fitch Slap got through unscathed, picks up 4 quick points.
Ooh, a big hit there on Buffy. Sends them to the ground, but that does not slow them down. They are still fighting against that wall at the front of the pack. And a little hop gets pitch slap through for another 4. Asteroid coming up to play some offense for Buffy here.
Yep, try to clear some things up. Pitch slap comes in. Rosie the Rivet. If I can talk right now.
Pitch slap picking up a track cut penalty. So this will be a power jam for our new Grand Raggidy jammer, Asteroid.
Yeah, Asteroid putting on that cap, and now you got a power jam.
Good luck.
Oh, almost made it all the way through and got tripped up on someone else's skate. Now
That is my least favorite thing that happens, especially when it's friendly fire.
Manages to get through on one skate, taps her way around, picks up 4 points.
Does look like one Grand Raggidy walker is heading to the penalty box.
Offense coming from the inside line. Asteroid, one blocker left to beat, but gets tapped out of bounds, and they were able to reform around him.
Asteroid only has to get past one last blocker, able to do so. 4 points put up there. 8 points in total for Asteroid, and 8 points for Fitch Slap.
I'm quite impressed.
We're just going to wait for that final rolling whistle to signify that this is our final score before repeating it back to you. Because as we mentioned before, OPRs and jam wraps all have to discuss and make sure the scorekeepers got every single point. And there it is. Final score is 202 Chemical City to 102 Grand Raggidy Attack. Give it up for your teams this afternoon. All right, now open your ears. I have very important announcements to make. We're going to go ahead and start with our MVP for this game, and that is going to go to number 96, Vex Machine. Go ahead and find the man with the leopard blazer. And then our player of the game is going to go to number 16, Hit Squeak. I thank you guys all for sitting around and listening to us yap over the microphone and watching everyone skate.